Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for June 6, 2021. A lot of great stuff going on with Transformers. A lot of Transformers news this week. Some G.I. Joe classified, a little bit of Star Wars. We're going to talk about all this coming up. So as usual, I'm going to start out talking about a few cool things at Show Z right now. And this is the X-Transbots accessory pack, but it's on sale for $44 for the next 29 days, it says. 40% off. So here's the thing. I did predict this thing's going to go on sale. Deep cuts on sale. Instead of the $70, it's now $43 or $44. So if you were on the fence and now $40, $44, I can do it, well, you might want to do it now. Also, they have the pre-orders up for the X-Transbots MX-34 Vanguard Hotspot, and I did pre-order this. I am going in on this set. I know it's going to be a tough decision. What if another better one comes out later? Well, I'm going to go ahead and go in on this one because I like the size, the scale, and the aesthetic, so I'm in on it. No price yet, but $2 down. They also have in their Magic Square Shockwave, the MSB32, and it does look great. It looks amazing. And the only reason I haven't gone in on it yet is because I got my fingers crossed for a shinier repaint. But then somebody's pointed out to me that some of the figures never got a shinier repaint, and you might be missing out. So it's kind of a tough one, but for $44.99, I might have to get in on it. And lastly, we've got a price on Zeta Toys, Zeta's Seekers, and at Show Z, they are $85 a piece, and you can buy them separately. You could just get one, you can get two, you can get three. They're all up for pre-order right now with $2 down. But if you go to the likes of TF Source, they're selling them as a 3-pack. The only way you can get them is buy all three, and it's like $270. So it's still cheaper to go through Show Z, but it's still not a bad price. $270 for three of them. That makes them like $88 a piece, or 80, maybe $90 a piece, something like that. But it's still a really good deal for a good set of Seekers, but it's the budget set. This won't be the best of the best of the best. So we have a new third-party company, the Cyber Factory, and they shared some color prototypes of their CF-01 Star Storm, the Bumblebee movie Starscream, and this is a pretty good-looking figure. I don't know about if it's going to have any die-cast in it yet, so when new companies come out, they always have to kind of prove themselves here, but it is a Cybertronian jet mode. It's going to come with weapons, 2 interchangeable heads, and a display base included. So, no price, no release date, and it's just interesting to see new companies joining in to the game, and a lot of them are jumping on the Bumblebee movie bandwagon. Here's the alt mode, looks interesting. Quite detailed, quite a lot going on, and that base, that looks a little bit different than anything we've ever seen, so kind of a new take here. Here's the articulation, and kind of get to see kind of the range and what to expect with this guy, but for Bumblebee movie fans, they're going to be excited to get this one. So Generation Toy has come out with more pictures. Last week, they just showed us their version of the Hotspot. And they showed us the alt mode version. Now this is the combined mode version, and it does look pretty good. It is one of those sets that everybody wants to complete, and they want to get it finished. That's in on it, and just get it over with after 2-3 years, however long it's been. Now here it is. It is actually a bit bigger than their Devi, so that's a pretty good size. It looks pretty good. I think that this is a better take and a better style than they went with their Devi. I think they're getting better at what they do as they go along. So pretty exciting. I'm excited for those that are going to complete this set. So hopefully this comes out and there's no major issues with it, and it works well and looks well. Looks well, maybe it'll look good. So Fans Hobbies MB18 Core Robot. So there's a prototype out for this, and from what I'm hearing, Energon version. With this, though, there's a Digibash of it. So I kind of snatched the Digibash to see what it'd really look like with some color on it. Here he is with the Digibash, and that looks good. It looks pretty interesting. And once it's all combined and everything's done up, it's going to look even better. So pre-orders for Fans Toys Chomp went up and went away in hours, I guess, sometime this past week. And I've already made a video about it and talking about that on Friday. So I'm not going to say a whole lot more about it here, but it does look pretty good. It's kind of exciting to get this team done. And I'm not sure why Fans Toys is making it so hard for fans to get their hands on it. And I guarantee you there'll be more out once it's released. They'll be available in different ways, shapes, or form, but they won't be available for the low price of $240 is the price on this thing. And their Huffer, they call it Rig. This figure was up for pre-order also and is sold out at most places and is $120, so that's not too much more expensive than we saw with their Sea Spray with the Spindrift 2.0. Spindrift 2.0 is still in stock at almost every place, but the thing about this guy here is he sold out right away, and there's still kind of a lot of questions surrounding his design and his shoulders and all of that. But a decent looking figure, he's probably going to feel good, he's probably going to look really good, he's going to look very premium, so very sought after and in stock and out of stock. Yeah, check out my video from Friday if you want more of my thoughts on this. So Yolo Park has come out with their Bumblebee movie model kit, and this is the one they call Plamo. This is the Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie, and the thing about it is this is the internals of the model kit, so kind of something I didn't really expect. I didn't know they were going this route, but show all of the inner workings. Now, with these designs, with the Bayverse designs, this is kind of what it looks like in a Bayverse design. But then it kind of shows, well, you covered up with more of a G1 aesthetic. So looking at it on the left is the internals, and on the right is with kind of the external parts covering it, which is very interesting. It's really interesting, actually, how they're doing this. It's non-transformable, and it's going to be highly posable, and you got to build this yourself. So quite a bit of detail, time, effort, and thought has been put into making this figure. Whether or not you're in on the Bumblebee movie designs, this is still quite impressive that this company's making this. So a company by the name of Azure Sea Studio, which we've seen them make some statues in the past, they're making a Windblade statue here, and it's going to be kind of interesting. It's going to be actually pretty tall, about 22 inches tall, and most of these statues are really big and impressive, and they take up quite a bit of space and real estate for display. But this is very interesting. It's going to be highly detailed, a lot of paint. It's going to look really good, and this is definitely one of those characters that you'd want to see in a statue form. And any one of these that are transformable, there's going to be some extra kibble. I know the wings aren't just kibble, they are character elements that should be on there, but the rest of the figure, and specifically female characters in the Transformer world, really are hard to make them transform and still look great. But I think it's going to look good. It's going to be a great looking statue. It's probably going to be pretty pricey. So somebody decided to 3D print themselves a Masterpiece scale Devastator in a G1 aesthetic, and I've seen something similar to this printed before, but I don't know if I've seen it printed this big or this in scale with Masterpiece. So pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. I like the look and the aesthetic of this, and that's next to the Fans Toys Terminus Giganticus. So that's big. So that's really big, and it looks good. It looks tuned. I love how vibrant the colors are on it. It just really works. It pops. Looks like it walked right out of the cartoon. That is awesome. Now, I don't know how other people would feel about something like this, but I wouldn't mind buying something like this as a Devastator that's that big and very tuned. So a lot of people want the real world aspect with their Masterpiece collection. I think it would look great on a Masterpiece shelf. So Magic Square is coming out with a 2.0 version of their Optimus Prime. And the thing about this Optimus Prime 2.0 from Magic Square is that there's a lot of questions surrounding. But I'm going to tell you, I think it has to do with their Ultra Magnus, because it's going to have the armor and all of that. But it also kind of has to do with maybe they want to compete on a higher level. Maybe they're not happy with their 1.0. I think their 1.0 was fine. I think it was a good figure. So this one has some pluses and some minuses too. The 1.0 looks cleaner in some places. This looks cleaner in others. So there's some give and some take. But at the end of the day, the 1 and the 2 from them, both versions look good already. Just right out the gate, they both look great. Here's a picture showcasing a little bit of the articulation that you're going to get with it. And so the knees kind of look strange when it's at the extreme angle like that, but you can get quite a bit of range with that leg and that knee tilt. Also, if you notice, it looks like they're utilizing some of the technology in the Masterpiece for the hiding of the hip flaps, and that's one of the things that I really haven't seen so much in a Legends figure. So it starts to make me think this is going to be making a Masterpiece presentation. Maybe we'll see this in Masterpiece, hopefully. And if so, would we also see it carry forward into a Masterpiece Ultra Magnus? So comparing it from 1.0 to 2.0, and like I said, they both look great. And I like it. I like either one. I already have the 1.0, a couple of them actually, and I like what they did. But one of the things that did bother me is kind of where the hips work and how they operate on the 1.0. You can see the underneath area. It just seems cheap, in my opinion. And I think that's one of the things that they definitely addressed in the 2.0 segment. And then with that, the chest looks good in 1.0. Chest looks a little bit weird in the 2.0. So that's a big differentiating change. But one of the biggest changes is going to be on the back. So the 2.0 has got a much cleaner back, but it doesn't bother me. The 1.0 version didn't bother me. The little bit of kibble that they left behind there didn't really bother me. And it doesn't really bother me on their Masterpiece one either. But I'm kind of curious what they would do different if they upscale this to the Masterpiece and if they bring us a Masterpiece 2.0. So there's some excitement about it. Possibly, what could they do? And re-engineering this, like you see some holes in the back. That's where Ultra Magnus stuff probably clips in. Here's a quick comparison across all of the different versions of Legends, and we see on the right here the 2.0 versus New Age. And I have to say that I felt like the 1.0 Magic Square already was better than what New Age is going to give us for the Prime. That was my belief. Now the 2.0, I still think that Magic Square wins in design versus New Age in the Prime department, but I still feel like the jury's out on the actual Ultra Magnus though, so there's still a battle to be had. And then here's a nice little display of all the different Masterpiece options for Optimus Prime right now, with Takara, the MP10, then the first Magic Square, then we get the Transform Element, then we get the MP44, and then number 2, the 2.0. Now this is assuming that they actually go all out and do this in the Masterpiece, and I'm guessing they probably will. And with Magic Square doing a lot of teaser picks, this is a teaser pick which is a little irritating. They didn't just give us all of them, but a teaser pick of their Constructicons in their bot mode, and I like the way they look. And some of the comments I've read about these, some people actually have good points that which one's more accurate, and I feel like they're right that New Age is more accurate, but Magic Square has a better looking aesthetic. Maybe 100% toon accurate isn't the best way to go when it comes to Constructicons. So these look good, and I think the combined mode looks great. So looking forward to this set, and it's going to be hard to turn it down, but it's going to cost about $250 when said and done, and that's probably the cheapest you'll be able to get this set. So that's a little scary. So we're supposed to be getting some sort of a KO oversize of the Iron Factory EX42 Heat Death. And so this would be the Red Dragon of Megatron, but this is going to be a Jinbao. And it's kind of interesting that they're doing it. How much bigger is it going to be? How much oversized of KO will this be? And it's kind of interesting and exciting. I see that the original release from Iron Factory is already sold out at Show Z, so that would be a good reason to want to get on this if you're interested in it. Plus, I think this figure and this character should have been oversized. Should be massively bigger than the rest of them, just like the original toy. And I hate to say G1, but the G1 toy, the original toy from back in the day. Here's the Dragon mode, and I think everything looks pretty good about it overall, and I didn't get the Iron Factory, so I don't know the little bits and details of what the differences will be in this, but I probably will have to pick this one up. So we got box pictures of New Age's Shockwave. So the Shockwave that was already out for the Magic Square looks good. It looks great. And so is this one going to be better? And this one has a lot going for it. Again, the premium paint, it does look like it's got more of a premium paint to it than what Magic Square did with theirs. And so that's the excitement surrounding this. They always look really good. They do try to go for very tune accurate. That gun mode looks really awesome too. So really, I guess it comes with a stand, but this is going to be another great option. I mean, two great options. Like, how good is it to be a Legends collector? Okay, so we've got some interesting in-hand pictures of the... This one is the Maximal T-Rex, which is leader class. It's sort of a repaint of the Megatron. Here it is in bot mode compared to the Megatron. So it looks good. The thing is, why is it transformed slightly different to make it look a little bit different than how the Megatron transforms? So there's probably something to the lore behind all of that. But anyway, it looks good. It's an interesting repaint. I like the colors. And it just looks a lot different because of the different repaint. Here it is in the alt mode, side by side with the Dino. And here's what I gotta say. This is probably a whole video of talking about, but this is the type of figure that is perfect for an exclusive. So it's not a main character, it's a one-off, it looks cool, it's something that hardcore die-hard fans would want to go after, but not everybody would want to go after. And so they should really rethink anything that's exclusive. Should be something like this, a repaint of something in the original line. So we got a picture of the upcoming Target exclusive Kingdom Deluxe Road Rage. And so I'm going to say again, this is perfect for an exclusive. So maybe not everybody's going to want this. So the people who do want it will track it down, and if they can't get it, they'll pay the little extra for it. But it's not something that everybody's going to be after and want this. And if they put it out in the main line, it's everywhere, it probably wouldn't sell that well. So very smart idea. It still looks really cool. I think it's a good looking figure, and of course it matches up. They've been doing this for a while. They've been putting out the Road Rage with the tracks. Looks great. We've got news of the Transformers Force Cybertron Deluxe Red White Emergency Lamborghini, which everyone is of course speculating that it's going to be the Kingdom Red Alert, and there's no picture of it, just finding out that it's going to be made. And it doesn't surprise me, it's going to have an Earth mode, but there's still a chance it's not going to be Red Alert, so don't get too excited, but it really does seem like it's going to be. So Crimzeek Reviews has a video about comparing the Kingdom version of Mirage to the Siege version of Mirage, and it starts to make me think that they're about the same. Like, he pointed out a lot of differences. I watched the video. There are a lot of differences. But at the end of it, it's like, okay, they're about the same thing. There's a lot of changes, and they're not the exact same figure, but at the end of the day, I'd be happy with either one, or equally happy with either one. So that's kind of where I'm at on it. I don't think that the Kingdom one is that much better, or even if it is better. So it's about the same thing, and it may be marginally better. But if you have the Siege, I really don't see why you'd need to upgrade. But then again, everybody wants to go for the best of the best of the best. So I mean, that's kind of one of the things. So the Kingdom would probably still classify as the best of the best of the best. But here we go, and there's the two options for you if you want to check it out. I'm actually going to have both. I'm going to get both because I want to know for myself and compare for myself, but still they both look pretty good. Or if you also want to say it, they look equally bad. So there's a lot of stuff that's showing up around the world internationally, but one of the things is the Retro Headmasters Wave 1 is out in Mexico. Here's something I want to say. This picture is actually Wave 2, so, I mean, it doesn't match what it says. But I want to say that it seems like Wave 1 came and is gone. We got one carried over figure, and Wave 2 is lingering, but no more Wave 1, which is kind of strange. So now it's going to leave a couple of those characters like not Mindwipe, but Brainstorm and the Chrome Dome are still going to be hard to get, even though they've been reissued. So that's kind of strange, and maybe people are going to want to be after these figures down the road. But another sort of a sightings picture here kind of shows some cool stuff. So there's the Galvatron and the Ultra Magnus. So I'm starting to wonder, are we going to get another Kingdom version of Ultra Magnus packed in with the Galvatron? If so, that's not a bad thing, by the way. It's a good thing. But it does seem like we got a lot of Ultra Magnus in Siege Era, so, and then into this now. So looking at it though, I am excited for the Soundwave on the bottom, the $10 Soundwave. That looks like a lot of fun. We're getting a reissue of the Wheeljack up top there. Excited for the tracks. And even though I'm not super into Beast Wars, I am into that Scorponok. So as if you're not tired of hearing about this Autobot Arc, well, now we got the box image. We've got a bit of a review. I guess the first review of this thing out. And it's interesting. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be from the first pictures. Not really anything different, other than initially I didn't know Teletran was going to transform, so that's still kind of cool. So I think the biggest point about this arc is that it is the arc, and they had to make it transform. I guess they felt compelled to, instead of giving a lot of action features. I think it would work best with your Legends. It really is not a mainline figure. It's not really for the mainline. It's just too small. But for Legends, it's even too small for Legends. But it still would work. And it does have kind of a loading ramp on it too. But it's still an interesting figure. They're going in a different direction. And this one might be a very easy one to get. And because it's different, but it's not a main core character that people really have to have. But it is an iconic ship. And so for that, well, I got one pre-ordered. I think it'd be pretty cool. Couple of interesting deals that we're seeing around here. Ollie's is getting these figures right here. So this is the Slitherfang and the Rung, and Rung is a carryover from the past, but these are all showing up at Ollie's, and you can still get them on like BBTS and stuff, but for $5 each instead of like $6 or $7 each. So if you are in on these and you missed them, well, go to Ollie's. So, G.I. Joe Classified, we have a few things going on there. We're going to get a Roadblock, which is an Amazon exclusive that already sold out. There might be more stock coming, though. We're also going to be getting a version 1 Snake Eyes with Timber, and that's going to be a deluxe, and there's no pre-order on that yet, and no price yet on it just yet. I did make a video talking about all the stuff that's coming, so you can go check that out. Also, here is the Barbecue, and he looks good. I think this is a really good looking figure. Go a little bit more in depth in the overall video. And then we're also getting a Breaker with a Ram cycle. So a lot of stuff going on with G.I. Joe. Most of it is Cobra Island, so you can only get it at Target. So that's the downside. But some of the Cobra Island stuff's going to get reissued. Again, check out that video. It's a good thing there's a lot going on in Transformers and something going on in G.I. Joe, because there's almost nothing going on in Star Wars. But anyway, there's going to be a Hasbro Pulse I Am Your Father's Day live stream. So this is going to usher in a lot that's going on with Star Wars. I imagine there's going to be quite a bit to talk about after this is coming up on the night. So that's going to be a few days from now. So tune in for that, I guess. So aside from Bad Batch having another episode, the biggest news of the week is Clone Commander Rex is getting a reissue. Now, he was up on Entertainment Earth, so I don't know if that means that we're going to get this everywhere or just Entertainment Earth, or will it be like last time where it goes straight to Ollie's for $4? So that's where I got mine. Ollie's at $4. Is that going to happen again, or is Entertainment Earth the only place getting it, or will it show up at Walmart? Some of this stuff is still questionable, but it was up for pre-order. Those sold out pretty quick. And it sure is good to be a Star Wars fan. You're saving a lot of money because there's really nothing to buy. Let me know what you think about this week's weekly news and review. What else happened this week that I missed? What do you think about what's going on? Like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below. Titanium hanger out.